Je te laisserai des mots en dessous de ta porte, en dessous de la mur qui chante, tout près de la place où tes pieds passent, cachés dans les trous dans ton divan. Et quand tu es seul pendant un instant, ramasse-moi quand tu voudras, ramasse-moi quand tu voudras, ramasse-moi quand tu voudras.
In the elevator, I think of Sleepaway Camp. How Michael bribed Jim Shanahan with M&Ms to switch bunks so we could whisper in the night. I think back to being teenagers, when we'd walk down to the beach, hop the fence, and swim up and down the shore for hours. The tick boom is so loud. I can't hear the rain on the grass. I can't hear the wind. I'm about to scream when I realize I'm not alone. Watching me from the hill are hundreds of seagulls. I talk to them. My friend is dying. I'm lost. I'm afraid. I look down and see the empty Delacorte Theater. There's an old rehearsal piano. I climb down and pull off the tarp. When I was 9, Michael and I entered a talent show down at the Y. 9 a.m. went to rehearse by some stairs. Mike couldn't sing, but I said no one cares. We sang Yellow Bird and Let's Go Fly a Kite over and over and over till we got it right. When we emerged from the YMCA, 3 o'clock sun had made the grass. Hey, I thought, hey, what a way to spend the day. Hey, what a way to spend the day. I make a vow, but I wonder now, am I cut out to spend my time this way? When I was 16, Michael and I got parts in West Side at White Plains High. 3 o'clock went to rehearse in the gym. Mike was Doc, who didn't sing. Fine with him, we sang got a rocket in your pocket, and the Jets are gonna have their day tonight. Over and over and over till we got it right. When we emerged, wiped out by that play, 9 o'clock, stars and moonlit the way. I thought, hey, what a way to spend the day. Hey, what a way to spend the day. I make a vow, but I wonder now, am I cut out to spend my time this way? With only so much time to spend, don't want to waste all the time I'm giving. Have it all, play the game, some recommend. I'm afraid it just may be time to give in. I'm 29. Michael and I live on the west side of Soho, NY. 9 a.m. I write a lyric or two. Mike sings his songs now on that avenue. I sing, come to your senses. Defenses are not the way to go. Over and over and over till I get it right. When I emerge from B minor or A, 5 o'clock diner calls, I'm on my way. I think, hey, what a way to spend the day. Hey, what a way to spend the day. I make a vow right here and now. I'm gonna spend my time this way. I'm gonna spend my time this way.
Who's there?
Hello?
Nina?
Hello?
Nina! Oh my God in heaven! One second. God, oh God. Come in.
Hello, Connie.
Hi.
Hi. Look at you. Wow, it's you. It's your face.
Oh my God, Nina! I'm so glad you're here. Are you okay?
Sure, of course. Flying high.
Do you need something to drink or?
No,
Are you sure?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Or do you have any of those cookies with the jelly in the middle? The ones your grandpa used to give to us if we polish things or whatever.
No, sorry. Jesus, I haven't thought of those in.
It's okay. No cookies then.
I came to see you, but I guess you already know that, right?
I'm sorry. I couldn't quite.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
You don't,
What?
hate me.
Wow. Okay. You don't get it, do you?
Get what?
I love you. Period. I love you, and I always will. Always and forever, no matter what. It's not a choice even. It's more like you're a part of me. You're a part of me, like structurally. I could never see you again, ever. Ever. And I'd still love you on the day that I die. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is a good thing. It might just kill me within the hour, but I'm just telling you the fucking truth. I'm just so...
Do not hate me. I left you. I ran away to your mother's lover. I broke everything that was ever good in the world.
Stop it. For fuck's sake, just stop it, okay? I know what you did. I don't need a litany of sins. You're human. You're a human being. A flawed human being like the rest of us, and...
I don't think I am.
Oh, you're flawed. Believe me. I mean, I love you and I always will, but...
No, I'm flawed. I am. Of course I am. But I don't think I'm what you said.
What did I...
The other thing you said.
What? You mean a human being?
Yes. I don't think I'm that.
Then what are you?
A seagull. A seagull. I think I'm kind of a seagull, don't you?
Nina...
I'm not an actress. I'm not. I thought I was, but did you ever see me?
Of course I have.
Have you ever seen anything so awful in your life?
No, I thought you were amazing.
Don't lie to me. Don't you dare lie to me, Conrad. I was there. I was right up there on that stage, and I know I am the worst actress ever. I can't say words. I don't know how to stand or use my hands. I don't mean anything. I can't tell the truth for 1 second on stage or in front of the camera. I just can't act. You know the last time I was any good?
When?
In your play. I was good in that. I had enthusiasm. I had integrity. I was myself. Am I a seagull?
No, no, no.
Then why did you shoot a seagull? Wasn't that me?
No, no. I mean, I mean, yes, kind of.
I am a seagull.
No, 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 no. It's
What?
it was a metaphor. It was a symbol. I thought, oh my God, it sounds so fucking stupid.
You thought I was like a seagull.
Yes.
So you shot me? Why did you shoot me if you love me? I have thought about that 1,000 times, lying in bed somewhere. Suddenly I would think, why did he shoot me?
No, Nina, I didn't. I mean, Nina, I love you, Nina, and I was just, I was just, I have no fucking idea. Okay, it was art or something. I was trying to let you know how much I loved you and just how much you meant to me.
You shouldn't have shot me. You shouldn't have shot me. You shouldn't shoot the things you love. That should be on a t-shirt. You shouldn't shoot the things you love.
Nina, just look at me.
I'd rather not. Is he here?
Who? Yeah. Bastard.
He's not a bastard.
No?
No. He's the devil. A beautiful, bored, brilliant devil. How else could he have? Her name was Hannah. And she was only little. Her hands were only this big. Her fingernails were so tiny you didn't even know how they knew they were fingernails yet. She was perfect. A perfect little bird. And then one day, not. She just stopped. And then he left. Just left. It was all so awful.
Nina, I'm
a seagull, right?
You need a rest. You need someone who loves you to take care of you. Let me take care of you. I could do that. I could fucking
and leave
do
in an
that.
Hour. A new play. A lovely little play. Maybe this will be the one. Maybe this time I'll be wonderful, radiant, ideal.
No, Nina, listen.
Most likely I'll be awful, wretched, unwatchable.
Please, Nina, just let me. Nina,
You know why?
Why?
Because I am a seagull, and seagulls can't act. That should be on a t-shirt too. Seagulls can't act. You know why?
Look, Nina,
you know why?
Why?
Because they have no lips. They have no little lips to kiss you with, and they have tiny, tiny little bird-like hearts, only little tiny hearts that can't hold all the love that you deserve. Seagulls can't act because they fly up above all the things that matter on this earth, all those that are real and who love them and would take care of them and all their little tiny babies, and they are selfish and selfish and selfish and selfish and selfish
Nina,
and selfish.
Nina, I am so sorry for everything.
I have to go. I have to go.
No, you can't. Stay with me. Let me love you. Let me take care of you. I could do that. I could be really good at that. That's why I was put here on this earth.
I can't. It's all too absurd.
No, Nina, wait, please.
Bye, Connie. Thank you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for shooting me. I think you love me better and more than anyone ever has, or ever will. And I don't understand you, and I never will. But thank you for everything. Goodbye.
Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah! How much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I loved nothing so well as you. Believe me not, yet I lie not. I confess nothing, or I deny nothing. I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Would you not eat your word?
With no sauce that can be devised to it. Oh, I protest I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You have stayed me at a happy hour. I was about to protest that I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Carrie, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice,
In faith, I will go.
we'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is it not approved in the height of villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man. What, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh, God, that I were a man. I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged. She is slandered. She is undone.
Beatrice.
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly Count Comfort, a sweet gallant surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake.
Or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into curtsies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too.
He is now as valiant as Hercules that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing. Therefore, I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
By this hand, I love thee.
By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yea, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand. And so I leave you.
By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go, comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so, farewell.
I would not be thy executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tell'st me there was murder in mine eye. 'Tis pretty sure and very probable that eyes that are the frailest and softest things, who shut their coward gates on anatomy, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now I do frown on thee for all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now counterfeit to swoon, why now fall down? Or if thou canst not, oh, for shame, for shame! Lie not to say mine eyes are murderers. Now show the wound mine eye hath made in thee. Scratch thee but with a pin, and there remains some scar of it. Lean but upon a rush, the cicatrix incapable in pressure thy palm some moment keeps. But now mine eyes, which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not, nor I'm sure there is no force in eyes that can do hurt. Thank you.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound, but soft. What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. It is not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all of heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres till they return. What if her eyes were there, and they in her head? Well, the brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy regions stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I might be a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
All right.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis but a peevish boy, and yet he talks well. But what care I with words? Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. It is a pretty youth, not very pretty, but sure, he's proud, and yet his pride becomes him. He'll make a proper man. The best thing in him is his complexion. Faster than his tongue did make offense. His eye did heal it up. He's not very tall, yet for his years he's tall. His leg is but so-so, yet 'tis well. There was a pretty redness in his lip, a little riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. 'Twas just the difference betwixt the constant red and the mingled damask. There be some women, Sylvius, had they marked him in parcels as I did, would have gone to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, yet hate him not. But I have more cause to hate him than to love him. For what he had to do to chide at me, he said mine eyes were black and my hair black, and I am now remembered scorned at me. I marvel why it answered not again. But that's all one. Admittance is no quittance. I'll write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Will thou, Sylvius?
The moon, first time I heard your voice, moonlight burst into the room, and I saw your eyes, and I saw your smile, and the world opened wide, and the world was inside of me. And I catch my breath, and I laugh and blush, and I hear guitars. You are so good for me. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh. Your childlike eyes and your distant smile, I'll never be this happy again, you and I, and no one else. We've done this all before. We were angels once, don't you remember? Joy and life inside our souls, but nobody knows, just you and me. It's our secret. This winter sky, how can anyone sleep? There was never such a night before. I feel like putting my arms around my knees and squeezing tight as possible and flying your childlike eyes and your distant smile. I'll never be this happy again. You and I, you and I, you and I, and no one else. Maybe he'll come today. Maybe he came already, and he's sitting in the drawing room, and I simply forgot.
Mr. Trask. Mr. Trask, can you hear me? Is it just Cal you won't answer? Can you answer? I think you can hear me, though. I think that behind those eyes, you're just as alert as ever, and you can understand everything I say, only you can't show it. Mr. Trask, it is awful not to be loved. It is the worst thing in the world. Don't ask me, even if you could, how I know that. I just know it. It makes you mean and violent and cruel. And that's the way Cal has always felt all his life. And maybe you didn't mean it that way, but it's true. You never gave him your love. You never asked for his. You never asked him for anything. Cal did something very bad, and I'm not asking you to forgive him, or bless him, or anything like that. Cal is to forgive you for not having shown your love, for not having loved him. And he has forgiven you. I know he has. But you must give him a sign, Mr. Trask. Some sign that you love him. Or he'll never be a man. All his life, he'll feel alone and guilty. Unless you release. I love Cal, Mr. Trask, and I want him to be happy. And tall and strong. But only you can do it. Please try. Find a way to show him. Ask for something. Let him help you. Let him do for you. Excuse me, Mr. Trask, for daring to speak to you this way. If you can hear me. But I had to.
Why'd you let me miss my morning classes? Do you know it's 11:30? What are you doing home at 11:30?
I came home for lunch. You were asleep. You slept through your alarm. I tried to wake you. Called me a dirty goat fucker and went back to sleep. Sorry.
I have to go.
You don't have another class until 1.
I have to go.
Where do you have to go?
Ben,
What? Well, what's wrong?
I know you don't want to have a baby.
How do you know that?
I just know.
You don't know.
How do you know?
How do I know what?
How do you know that I don't know?
I know you don't know because I told you. And I meant it when I said it, and I mean it now. And that's how I know you don't know whatever it is we were talking about.
I was talking to one of the girls at the restaurant. She was telling me about when she got pregnant. She went to somebody.
A doctor?
No. Well, yes.
A part-time doctor. A veterinarian.
Listen, dumbass.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
She said she went to this very nice doctor and it wasn't hardly any trouble at all, and then it was all over.
Hold it. Wait a minute, stop.
It isn't like there's anything wrong with it, and it takes hardly no time at all.
No.
What do you mean, no? Just who the hell do you think you are anyway?
It's my baby. That's who I am.
It's my baby. Don't call it a baby. It isn't a baby. It isn't anything yet. And it isn't going to be. Because I'm gonna do it. And you can't stop me.
It's as much mine as it is yours, and you just can't.
Of course I can. I have an appointment this afternoon. It's all perfectly safe and legal.
You made an appointment to do that before you even told me you were pregnant?
Don't yell at me. I wasn't gonna tell you at all, but you made me last night.
You weren't even gonna tell me?
What difference does it make? I should have never told you at all. Men get so hysterical.
You're incredible. All by yourself, you decide to murder our child.
Stop calling it a child. It isn't a child. It isn't anything. And you can't murder somebody that doesn't exist.
He called us pussy-eating dykes. Both of us. Why? Because we were kissing. It was the first. We didn't even know he was there until he said something. Hey, save some of that for me. And Sarah told him to leave us alone. I couldn't believe. Then he offered to pay us. He said he'd give us $50 if we went to a motel with him and let him watch. He said we could dry hump or whatever we like to do. Turns him on just to see it. So I grabbed her arm and started walking away, and he came after us, calling us fucking dykes. Pussy-eating dykes. So Sarah told him to fuck off. I couldn't. Then he came up, grabbed her, and started pulling her away, and I yelled for someone to call the police, but then he pushed her into the building and started banging her head against the building. So I came up and grabbed his hair, and he turned around and punched me in the stomach, and I threw up, and it got on him, and Sarah tried to get away, but then he pulled her back and started banging her head against his knee. I tried to hold his arms back, but he was stronger, and then he ended up knocking her out. And then he pushed me to the ground and started kicking me, and then someone yelled something. Cops are coming, and he took off in the opposite direction, west. He was limping. He hurt his knee. And that's what happened.
The city calls to me. There's an echo in the streets, a ring of the bells, an outcry of the community. Action is required. Can't sit back and watch. The city and time fly by. You must fly with it. Answer the call, and how you talk, how you walk, how you live. Represent your city with love and affection. Wear your neighborhood as a girdle. Hold your town up high. Philly calls to you. Answer back boldly.
It smells so good. A surprise? What's the surprise? I thought you were at the game with your father. I've got to get things ready. Did Paula go to the game? Yeah, come on. Let's go down and take one ride on it. You break the horses. How's your day? What? How was your day? Like any other day, why? I'll have to make a salad. I'll make a dressing. You did the floors? Switched them up around, took all my clothes to cleaners, and I fixed that clock. You didn't look for a job today, did you? No, I didn't have time. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just asking, that's all. What is this? Flowers? Floors are done. Meat in the oven? What's the occasion? I mean, it's all for. Of course I like the flowers. I just did expect to see you home. Flowers. Floors done. Said what? Suppose I did say it twice. What difference does it make? Can we forget it, Johnny? Please? That I said something twice.
What is it? Out last night again? Is that it?
No.
How many more guesses do I get?
It's over.
What's over? What are you talking about?
We've tried.
I thought it was just beginning. What you said yesterday, that I never came home, all the things you said, I've been thinking about them. Is it because I lost my job?
It's not about the job, Johnny.
What is it?
I don't love you.
Hi, this is Grace Browning, and I'm performing a monologue from Spike Heels by Teresa Rebeck. I don't know you. You and I have never met. And you're wreaking havoc on my life. First, I admired Andrew's interest in your welfare. He cares about people. He truly cares. And I think that's wonderful. But these past few months, I must admit I have become less interested in his interest. Not only do I listen to him talk about you incessantly, but anytime I come over to have dinner or spend the night here, I am bombarded by you. When you come home at night, we hear your little heels clicking on the ceiling. When you leave in the morning, we hear your little heels. When you go to bed, we hear you brush your teeth and talk on the phone and listen to the radio. And on certain evenings, I could swear that we can even hear you undress. I am not enjoying this. For the past 2 months, I've been under the distinct impression that anytime I come over to spend the night here, I'm actually sleeping with 2 people, Andrew and yourself. In fact, when you came home with Edward tonight, my first thought was, my God, the bed is already crowded enough. Now we have to fit Edward in too. Now, I don't know what went on between you and Andrew, but I want you out of my life. Is that understood? Thank you.
You don't get to abandon your kids and then come back one day and take your pick of the litter. Shut up, Frank. This is not about you. This is about you and what you didn't do. It's about what I did. And you know what? I did a fucking great job. Debbie is class president. She's on the debate team and she's going to nationals. And Lip is at the top of his class. He set the curve. Ian was promoted in ROTC and Carl made something blow up in his science fair. And you know what? He did that all no thanks to you because you weren't here. He doesn't even know who you are. And you're my mom too. You know what? You're right. You are their mother. So I'm done. I'm done with the books and the schools and the bills. I'm done. They are all yours. Good luck.
Hello, my name is Manny Rimmer, and this is Corey's monologue from August Wilson's Fences. I live here too. I'm not scared of you. I was walking by you to get into the house because you're sitting on the steps drunk and singing to yourself. I ain't got to say excuse me to you. You don't count around here no more. So why don't you just get out my way? You talking about what you did for me? What did you ever give me? You ain't never gave me nothing. You ain't never done nothing but hold me back. Afraid I was gonna be better than you. All you ever did was try to make me scared of you. I used to tremble every time I heard your footsteps in this house. Every time you called my name, wondering all the time, what's Papa gonna think if I say this? What's he gonna think if I say that? What's he gonna think if I turn on the radio? And Mama, she tries. But she's scared of you too. And I don't know how she stands you after what you did to her. What? What you gonna do? Whoop me? You can't whoop me no more. You're too old. Alright? You're crazy, right? You're just a crazy old man talk about, I got the devil in me. Come on! Put me out then! Come on! You're so bad. Come on! I'm not scared of you. Thank you.
It takes a little time to toss that off, because they weren't just men. For instance, one time it had been raining several days, and this kid came to me, and he gave me his last pair of dry socks. I put them in my pocket. It was only a little thing, but that's the kind of guys I had. They didn't die down there. They killed themselves for each other. I mean that exactly, a little more selfish and they'd be here today. And I remember thinking, watching them go down. Everything was being destroyed, see, but something new was made. Some kind of responsibility. Man for man. Do you understand me? To show that. To bring that onto Earth again, like some kind of monument, and they would feel it standing there behind them, and it would mean something to them. And then I came home, and it was incredible. There was no meaning to it here. The whole thing was some kind of bus accident. I went to work with Dad in that rat race again, and I felt what you said. Ashamed somehow. Because nobody had changed at all. And it seemed to make suckers out of a lot of us. I felt wrong to be alive. To open the bank book, to drive the new car, to see the new refrigerator. I mean, you can take those things out of war, but you have to know when you drive that car, it came out of the love a man can have for another man. You have to be better because of that. Otherwise, what you have is really loot. And there's blood on it. And I didn't want to take any of that. And I guess that included you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nori Muhammad, and I'll be performing a monologue from Christina Anderson's Blacktop Sky. Shame. Those ignorant money whores who are only interested in helping a people, not the people, you know? They're only interested in a certain kind of people who don't look nothing like me or you, who don't live like me or you, especially you. Go down there and bust some knowledge into the face of those dudes who making your life so hard. Got you out here living like this. We need to get you down there, class. But you need a chant, though. We need to write a good one for you. Make it have a rhythm to it. Not too many words. Gotta be simple and to the point. So those cash hoes know what you're saying. They gotta know what you're willing to do for your rights, for your justice. It's gotta be short, because the more you say or chant, the more you believe it. You start yelling it, getting loud. Feel it coming from your toes, your nose, your lips, your eyeballs. Justice for our streets. Justice means peace. I'll make signs. One for me, one for you. And t-shirts. We can make those together. We'll make t-shirts. These cost $10 or some crap. We'll make t-shirts. We'll go out into the streets and keep marching and chanting till they right the wrongs. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Judy Lutz, and I'm going to be performing Biff's monologue from Death of a Salesman. Hap, I've had about 20 or 30 different kinds of jobs since I left home before the war, and it always turns out the same. You know, I just realized it lately. In Nebraska, when I herded cattle, in the Dakotas, and Arizona, and now in Texas. That's why I came back home again, I guess, because it's cool there now, see? And they've got about 15 new colts. There's nothing more inspiring or beautiful than the sight of a mare and a new colt. And it's cool there now, see? Texas is cool now, and it's spring. And whenever spring comes to where I am, I suddenly get the feeling, my God, I'm not getting anywhere. I mean, what the heck am I doing playing around with horses $28 a week? No, I'm 34 years old. I ought to be out making my future. That's when I come running home. And now that I get here, I don't know what to do with myself. You know, I've always made a point of not wasting my life. And whenever I come back here, I know that all I've done is to waste my life. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Holtman. I'm Pat Duffy. I'm Alec Wynn. And we are doing a scene from The Recruiting Officer. I am playing Plume. I will be playing Brazen. And I'm playing Melinda.
My dear boy, if I'm not mistaken, I have seen your face before.
I never saw yours in my life, my dear. Ah, but there's a face well known as the sun's, that shines on all and is by all known.
Have you any pretensions, sir?
Pretensions?
That is, have
Julia, stop singing that song.
My dear, what a fright you gave me.
You don't know. That's all. You just don't know.
Why? What on earth's the matter?
I should like a glass of water.
What nonsense. You've only just finished breakfast.
We must go away at once.
All right. Where shall we go?
Don't be maddening, Julia. I'm serious.
If you'd stop trying to get dramatic effects and just explain what it's all about.
Read that.
It's the Blue Grotto at Capri.
I know it is. Read it.
Good God!
There now.
Oh, this is frightful.
What are we to do?
Think. We must think. When's he coming?
Now, I suppose. Today. Any moment.
Oh, Jane. I wonder if he's changed.
I don't expect so. That type never does.
Don't say that type like that. It's most irreverent.
I packed just a few things very hurriedly. I thought perhaps Brighton for a day or two until our passports were properly vised.
Passports?
Yes, for America.
Don't be ridiculous.
Forgive me, darling, but I'm worked up. It was the most frightful shock, and the funny part of it was, I had a presentiment when I woke this morning.
So did I.
Yeah, you see?
We must keep calm and talk it over quietly. It's the only way. Have a cigarette.
Thanks, dear.
We've got the whole day before us.
I only hope we have.
You don't think he'll arrive before lunch?
He might. He never knew the slightest restraint. Oh, after 7 years, I do think it's cruel.
It might have happened before. That would have been much worse.
I wonder. Perhaps we should have had more strength to resist.
Oh, no. We've never been exactly bursting with that kind of strength.
You know what we are, don't you? We're slaves of coincidence. Always have been. Oh, it does make life so dreadfully difficult.
Yes, but easier at moments. We can at least face it together.
It's going to be perfectly awful facing him together.
We must be firm. After all, we're not in love with him anymore. Okay.
And there lies the trouble, the lack of violent emotion, fireworks, etc.
Well, I don't want fireworks.
Well, neither do I, not the nice part of me, but there's an unworthy, beastly thing in both of us. It sprang once before our marriage, and it will spring again. It hasn't been fed for a long, long time.
Julia!
To put it mildly, dear, we're both ripe for a laughs.
A relapse with Julia. Oh,
dear! It's perfectly horrible, and I'm laughing on the very edge of an abyss.
I can't help it, it's hysteria.
By a semi-humorous malignity of fate, we both happen to throw our respective bonnets over the
Oh, dude, stop!
And now at a critical moment in our matrimonial careers, that same windmill is coming to wreck us.
Oh, I don't want to be wrecked. I don't want to be wrecked!
Dear, Sanders will hear you.
Don't you see what I suggested in the first place? It's the only way. We must go at once, anywhere out of London.
I will do nothing of the sort. It would be so cowardly.
A blind goat could see through that, dear.
All the same, I shall stay and face it.
Well, if you do, I shall.
There is not the least necessity for us both to suffer.
If you imagine I should enjoy being by myself in Brighton, while you were gallivanting about London and with
I should be set to gallivant.
No, dear. It won't do.
What do you mean it won't do?
We stand or fall together.
Well, I don't mind standing together, but I won't fall together. It would be so embarrassing.
I'm not going to be left out.
Very well, then I'll go away and you stay.
All right.
standing or falling together.
I'm willing to sacrifice myself for you.
Liar!
Julia, how can you?
Oh, I thought so.
I don't know what you...
Oh, yes, you do.
If you're going to be bad-tempered...
I am not in the least bad-tempered. I'm only seeing through you, that's all.
Seeing through me, indeed. But who was it who wouldn't leave London because it would be cowardly, huh?
Are you insinuating, dear, that I want to stay?
I'm not insinuating. I'm dead certain of it.
Really, Jane?
Oh, you're simply longing for him.
Jane?
You are, you know you are.
So are you.
Well, certainly I am.
Oh, Jane, we must be careful.
I'm always careful.
No, I don't mean about him. I mean about us.
Oh.
Don't you see what's going to happen?
Yes. Yes, I do.
It's always the thing when sex comes up. It wrecks everything. It's a beastly, rotten thing, and it will destroy us.
Well, it didn't wreck us before.
We weren't together before. If we had been, we should have been the blackest of enemies in 5 minutes.
Yes. As it was, you were a bit upset when I met him afterwards.
I was awfully sweet about it.
Well, it was too late for you to be anything else. I took jolly good care not to let you know until it was all over.
Yes, that's true.
We've been friends. Great friends, ever since we were 8 and 9, respectively.
And in all probability, this will break all that up.
Certainly. Unless we circumvent it.
Well, I won't go.
Well, neither will I. We're both firmly agreed on that point.
It's only natural that we should want to see him again.
And it's also only natural that when we do see him again, we shall fight like tigers.
Do you know how I would like to spend the rest of my life? All of it. Just looking up into his eyes, just listening to him talk. You don't know how he can talk. He knows everything. Everything there is to know. And he tells you such things. The things you've always known about yourself and your heart, and didn't know how to say them. Even if he doesn't say anything, if he should be speaking some language which you didn't understand, it's wonderful. His voice, I don't know how to explain it, but it's his voice that seems as if it had been talking to me ever since the day I was born. You don't only hear it with your ears, but with your whole body. It's like the air which you see, breathe, and taste, and which smells so sweetly in the garden beneath the tree of paradise. Ah, Mother, the first day he said to me, Teresa, you see what a simple thing that was? My name, Teresa. Why, it seems as if nobody had ever called me by my name before, as if I had never heard it. And when he went away, I ran up and down the street saying it to myself. Teresa, 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 as if I was walking on air. You mustn't be angry with me, Mother, because I know loving him is a good that cannot pass away. One day he said to me, I love you because you know how to pray. And another time, I feel devotion to you as toward a holy thing. He devotion to me. And whatever I think of that seems as if I was just growing better. As if all at once I was capable of everything there was to do or suffer in the world. So, as to always, have him feel that way.
Hi, I'm Emma Zimmerman, and this is I Knew Him When, from Life Begins at 8:40. He's living high in Beverly. 3 butlers he employs. He's made his way up cleverly. One of Hollywood's white-haired boys. He's called the greatest lover the screen has ever had, and women can't recover after seeing this romantic lad. I've watched him in his love scenes. His acting still is good, and I can see what once took me has taken Hollywood. I knew him when he brought me violets now and then. I knew him when the rings he wore were purchased at the 5 and 10. I knew him when we used to sit on top of a bus and dream of that someday flat, and keep our date for dinner at 8 at the Automat. So that's the guy whose name is up in blazing lights. That's all there is. The boy made good, but local girl is still in tight. There is no more together when the going was rough. He recognized me then. Sister, it's tough when you know them well.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die.
To die.
To die. To sleep. To sleep. Perchance the dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life.
For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that the patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietest make with a bare body? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death? The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of.
Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. Enterprises of great pitch and moment with this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia. Nymph in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I long to redeliver. I pray you now, receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honor, lord, you know right well you did. And with them words of so sweet breath compose, has made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Take these again, for to the noble mind rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than would honesty?
Aye, truly. For the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd, than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness.
This was sometime a paradox, but now time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. For virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest, yet I could accuse me of such things it were better my mother had not borne me.
I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do, crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves all, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
The doors be shut upon him, that he may plead the fool nowhere but in Zone's house. Farewell.
Oh, help me, sweet heavens.
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. To nunnery go, and quickly to farewell. If thou wilt needs marry a fool. For wise men know what monsters you make of them.
To a nunnery go, and quickly to farewell.
Oh, heavenly powers, restore him.
I have heard of your paintings too well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig and amble, and you lisp. You nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance go to omnomorons. It has made me mad.
I say there will be no more marriage. Those that are married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion and the mold of form, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows, now see what noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh. That unmatched form and feature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, that have seen what I have seen. See what I see.
I've seen what I have seen. See what I see.
Since what I am to say must be but that which contradicts my accusation, and the testimony on my part no other but what comes from myself, it shall scarce boot me to say not guilty. Mine integrity being counted falsehood shall as I express it be so received. But thus, if powers divine behold our human actions as they do, I doubt not them, but innocence shall make false accusation blush, and tyranny tremble at patience. You, my lord, best know, who least will seem to do so. My past life hath been as continent, as chaste, as true, as I am now unhappy, which is more than history can pattern, though devised and played to take spectators. For behold me, a fellow of the royal bed, which owe a moiety of the throne, a great king's daughter, the mother to a hopeful prince, here standing to prate and talk for life and honor for who please to come and hear. For life, I prize it as I weigh grief which I would spare. For honor, 'tis a derivative from me to mine, and only that I stand for. I appeal to your own conscience, sir. Before Polixenes came to your court, how I was in your grace, how merited to be so. Since he came, with what encounters so uncurrent, I have strained to appear thus. If one jot beyond the bound of honor or an act or will that way inclining, hardened be the hearts of all that hear me, and my nearest of kin. Cry fie upon my grave.
And what's he then that says I play the villain? When this advice is free I give, and honest, probable to thinking, and indeed the course to win the more again. For 'tis most easy the inclining Desdemona to subdue in any honest suit. She's framed, as fruitful as the free elements. And then for her to win the more again, were it to renounce his baptism, all seals and symbols of redeemed sin. His soul is so unfettered to her love that she may make, unmake, do what she list, even as her appetite shall play the god with his weak function. How am I then a villain, to counsel Cassio to this parallel course, directly to his good? Divinity of hell. When devils will the blackest sins put on, they do suggest it first with heavenly shows, as I do now. For whiles this honest fool plies Desdemona to repair his fortunes, and she for him pleads strongly to the more, I'll pour this pestilence into his ear, that she repeals him for her body's lust, and by how much he strives to do him good, she shall undo her credit with the more. So will I turn her virtue into pitch, and out of her own goodness make the net that shall enmesh them all.
They met me in the day of success. And I have learned by the perfidious report they have more in them than mortal knowledge. When I burned and desired to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters saluted me and referred me to the coming on of time with Hail King that shall be. This have I thought good to deliver thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant of what greatness is promised thee. Lay it to thy heart, and farewell. Claimest thou art in Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised, yet do I fear thy nature. It is still full of the milk of human kindness that catch the nearest way. Thou would be great. Art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. What thou wast highly, that wast thou was holily, wast not play false, and yet was wrongly win. Thou have great glamis, that which cries as thou must do it, thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishes should be undone. Hie thee hither, as I may pour my spirit in thine ear and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. Thank you.
Well, say there's no kingdom then for Richard. What other pleasure can the world afford? I'll make my heaven in a lady's lap, and deck my body in gay ornaments, and witch sweet ladies with my words and looks. Oh, miserable thought! And more unlikely than to accomplish 20 golden crowns. Why, love forswore me in my mother's womb, and for I should not deal in her soft laws, she did corrupt frail nature with some bribe to shrink mine arm up like a withered shrub, to make an envious mountain on my back where sits deformity, to mock my body, to shape my legs of an unequal size, to disproportion me in every part like to a chaos, or an unlicked bear whelp that carries no impression like the dam. Am I then a man to be beloved? Oh, monstrous fault, to harbor such a thought. Then since this earth affords no joy to me, but to command, to check, to o'erbear such as are of better person than myself, I'll make it my heaven to dream upon the crown, and whiles I live, to account this world but hell, until this misshaped trunk that bears this head be round impaled with a glorious crown. And yet, I know not how to get the crown. For many lives stand between me and home, and I, like one lost in a thorny wood that rends the thorns, and is rent with the thorns, seeking a way and straying from the way, not knowing how to find the open air, but toiling desperately to find it out, torment myself to catch the English crown. And from that torment, I will free myself, or hew my way out with a bloody axe! Why, I can smile, and murder whilst I smile, and cry content to that which grieves my heart, and wet my cheeks with artificial tears, and frame my face to all occasions. I'll drown more sailors than the mermaid shall. I'll slay more gazers than the basilisk, play the orator as well as Nestor, deceive more slyly than Ulysses could, and like a Sinon, take another Troy. I can add colors to the chameleon, change shapes with Proteus for advantages, and set the murderous Machiavel to school. Can I do this? And cannot get a crown? Tut, were it farther off. I'll pluck it down. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Hello, my name is Ayat Mohammed.
Hi, my name is Nicholas Valencia.
And this is Cyrano de Bergerac. I'll be playing Cyrano.
And I'll be playing Buckford. Your nose. Your nose is rather large.
A wasted opportunity. For example, sir, you could have said, if that were my nose, I'd have it amputated on the spot. Or you could have said, was that the nose that sunk 1,000 ships? These, my sir, are things you would have said, had you any letters to color your discourse. And of the letters you need only 3. A, S, S.
Look at this man. He has no ornaments, no garments, no lace.
True. Of adornments I only carry on my soul. The rest on someone's face.
So be it.
You shall die exquisitely.
Oh, a poet. What? No great lord to shield you with his name?
I have no protector, only a protectress. Right here.
I'm very glad I found you here. I want a quick word in your ear. It is talk of half the town, and need I say your stock's gone down. People aren't taking it too well. You're censured, hated, truth to tell. I won't examine this close too. Let's take a pessimistic view and call it a calumny. devised with malice by Dami. Still, it is better to forgo vengeance than to exact it, no? Isn't that the Christian way? I'm sure it's what the scruples say. Is Orgun to disown his son so you can see full justice done? You want to know what I'd advise? Make peace. Accept a compromise, not tooth for tooth and eye for eye. Back down. Forget it. Let it lie and use your influence with Orgun. Persuade him to take back his son.
I long for peace with all my heart were it permitted. For my part, I bear no grudge. I love Dami, but I'm afraid it cannot be, for heaven will not have it so. If he returns, then I must go. How is it meet that I should stay when he has acted in this way? No, tongues would wag, the world would say that I was guilty and afraid, that having done what he had said, I wished to keep my enemy as close as possible to me, to stop him saying anything.
That's specious, spurious reasoning. Heaven will not have it so. And how the devil would you know? That is the question we must ask. Would God assign to you the task of punishing a guilty man? Do you loom so large in heaven's plan? God's mercy is what we want. His wrath is quite irrelevant. Hasn't he told us to forgive, to turn a cheek, live and let live? Do as he says then. Need you mind about the judgment of mankind? Why give a damn what people say? Just do the right thing, come what may.
Forgive, Dami, of course I do. How could I not? God tells me to. But the disgraceful things he said, the shame he's heaped upon my head, they are too much for me to bear. Heaven does not order me to share a roof with him.
I see and pray. Just what does heaven have to say about this whimsical idea Orgun's just had? I'd love to hear. He means to make you his sole heir. Perhaps you have some scruples there? Or does Almighty God demand that you take money, goods, and land that are not yours or shouldn't be because they're owners off his tree?
No one who knew me would maintain that I've done anything for gain. If I've a vice, it isn't greed. Money's the last thing I could need. Earthly allurements leave me cold. The glint of jewels, the gleam of gold don't dazzle me. And if I take this gift his father wants to make, it's only out of fear. That's right. An apprehension that it might fall into hands, the Lord knows whose, that would not put it to good use, that might wreak evil with such wealth, not, as I mean to do myself, distribute it among the poor, putting God's glory to the fore.
What subtle fears you're troubled by. What you should ask yourself is why you're cheating Orgun's rightful heir. If there is any danger there, I mean, in this inheritance, then let the poor lad take his chance. Let him possess what's his by right. Will he abuse it? Well, he might. It would be infinitely worse if people thought you lined your purse at his expense. This much is plain. The Holy Scripture does not contain a single passage that declares, "Thou shalt defraud thy neighbor's heirs." And as for sharing roofs, try this. You are not a guest we're going to miss. I certainly won't feel the lack. You go and let Demi come back. This won't look good, believe you me. Monsieur.
Monsieur, it's 3:30. I'm sorry, I must go upstairs for more self-chastisement and prayers.
A pseudo-Christ, that's what you are. When you were born, was there a star? Did you rewrite celestial law? And was this water here before? Ah!
Let's do it.
Madame, I cannot but enthuse over this marvelous piece of news.
What news?
Your latest marriage plan. I'm told Tartuffe is now the man?
My father does have something planned. He means to give Tartuffe my hand.
He does.
He's changed his mind.
He's what?
He's just informed me.
Surely not.
Tartuffe's his choice.
What about you? You're telling me he's your choice too?
I don't know.
That's a nice reply.
What would you counsel?
What would I? Oh, Marry him.
That's your advice.
Yes, snap him up at any price. He'll be a feather in your cap.
You mean that?
Yes.
Then up I'll snap.
Without a qualm, it would appear.
Don't start on me, it's your idea.
It's advice you hope to hear.
I'll take him, if it pleases you.
So much for your love. All along, I thought you meant it. I was wrong.
Speak of that, please. Your advice was snap him up at any price. And that's what I intend to do. Thank you for counseling me to.
Don't try and play that devious game and lumber me with all the blame. You've obviously made up your mind. You want him. You'll never find any excuse for what you've done. You broke a vow, a sacred one.
Quite so. You're absolutely right.
My hold on you was very slight. You never really cared for me.
You're free to think so.
You'll soon see. The treachery's a game the two can play. There's plenty more fish, as they say.
Fish you can catch, I have no doubt.
I'm nothing to write home about. I couldn't keep you on the hook. However, I know where to look for one who will accept me, who won't mind that I've been spurned by you, who will soothe, redeem, console.
So, good. Excellent. You're still heart whole, and soon you will have found a mate, one who will more than compensate.
I'm going to have a damn good try. On that, madame, you can rely. When we're rejected, our sole aim must be to mitigate the shame, purge the embarrassment away, and find a new girl without delay. The worst thing we can do is hang about, pining for one who's chucked us out, and if we don't achieve our end, we must for honor's sake pretend. The man who doesn't is a fool.
Well said, monsieur. A noble rule.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Go to my grave in love with you? Never pursue a girl again? Will you cavort with other men?
No. No, pursue one. Please feel free. Start now. It's not too soon for me.
You're keen that I should?
Yes, I am.
You've scoffed at me enough, madame. I'll do your bidding. Off I go.
Who's stopping you?
Remember, though, there's really nothing I want less. I'm acting on your orders.
Yes?
Following your example.
Fine.
All right, then. I'll waste no more time. You'll have your wish at once.
Well, good.
I just want one thing understood. This is for life, for good, and all.
About time.
Hmm?
What?
Did you call?
You're hearing things.
Then I must fly. Don't follow me, madame. Goodbye.
Goodbye, monsieur. Good.
Hey.
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl who has everything? Look at this trove, treasures untold. How many wonders can one cavern hold? Looking around here you'd think, sure, she's got everything. I've got gadgets and gizmos aplenty. I've got who's its and what's its galore. You want the thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down the, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live out of these waters? What would I pay to spend a day warm bright young women, sick of swimming, ready to stand and ready to know what the people know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to explore the shore up above, out of the sea. Wish I could be part of that.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. 'Tis but thy name that's my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose, by any other name would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain the dear perfection which he owes without a title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for the name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. Thou art as glorious to this night being o'er my head as is a winged messenger of heaven.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this?
But thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself. Thou not a Montague. What's Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. But be some other name. Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name, which is no part of thee, take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth, I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou that thus bescreened a knight so stumblest on my counsel?
By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of that tongue's utterance. Yet I know the sound. Art thou not Romeo and a Montague?
Neither, fair saint, if either thee dislike.
How camest thou hither? Tell me, and wherefore? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb, and the place death. Considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen find thee here.
With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out, and what love can do that dares love attempt. Therefore thy kinsmen are no let to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eyes than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
I would not for the world they saw thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their sight, but thou love me. Let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death prorogued, wanting of thy love.
By whose direction foundst thou out this place?
By love, who first did prompt me to inquire. He lent me counsel, and I lent him eyes.
Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face. Else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Dost thou love me? I know thou wilt say aye, and I will take thy word. Yet if thou swearest, thou mayst prove false. O gentle Romeo, if thou dost love, pronounce it faithfully. Or if thou thinkst I'm too quickly won, I'll frown and be perverse and say thee nay. And therefore thou mayst think my havior light, but trust me, gentlemen, I'll prove more true than those have more cunning to be strange.
Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I swear that tips with silver all these fruit tree tops.
I swear not by the moon, then constant moon, that monthly changes in her circled orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable.
What shall I swear by?
Do not swear at all. Or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the god of my idolatry, and I'll believe thee.
If my heart's dear love.
Do not swear. Although I joy in thee, I have no joy of this contract tonight. It is too rash, too unadvised, too sudden, too like the lightning which doth cease to be ere one can say it lightens. Sweet good night. This bud of love by summer's ripening breath may prove a beauteous flower when next we meet.
Oh, wilt thou leave me so unsatisfied?
What satisfaction canst thou have tonight?
The exchange of thy faithful thou for mine.
I gave thee mine before thou didst request it, and yet I would it were to give it again.
Wouldst thou withdraw it? For what purpose, love?
But to be frank, and give it thee again. And yet I wish for the thing I have. My bounty is as boundless as the sea, my love as deep. The more I give to thee, the more I have, for both are infinite. I hear some noise within. Dear love, adieu. Anon, good nurse! Sweet Montague, be true. Stay but a little, I will come again.
Oh, blessed, blessed night. I am afeard. Being in night, oh, this is but a dream. Too flattering sweet to be substantial.
3 words, dear Romeo, and good night indeed. If that thy bent of love be honorable, thy purpose marriage, send me word tomorrow, by one that I'll procure to thee, where and what time thou wilt perform the rite. I come anon, but if thou meanst not well, I do beseech thee. By and by I come. Cease thy strife, and leave me to my grief. Tomorrow will I send.
So thrive my soul.
1,000 times good night.
1,000 times the worse is to want thy light. Love goes toward love, as schoolboys to their books. But love from love towards school with heavy looks.
Hist, Romeo, hist.
It is my soul that calls upon my name. Oh, how silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, like softest music to attending ears.
Romeo.
My dear.
What o'clock tomorrow shall I send to thee?
At the hour of 9.
I will not fail. 'Tis 20 year till then. I have forgot why I did call thee back.
Let me stand here till thou art remember it.
I shall forget to have thee stand there, remembering how I love thy company.
And I'll still stand, to have thee still forget, forgetting any other home but this.
'Tis almost morning. I would have thee gone. Good night, good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night till it be morrow.
Sleep dwell upon thine eyes, peace in thy breast. Would I were asleep in peace, so sweet to rest.
What if you... Nah, I ain't gonna say it.
What were you gonna say?
Then I ain't gonna say. Is that you?
That? It's just a doll.
Yes, I know that, but is it supposed to be you?
I guess so. Shirley gave it to me, my friend, when I was gonna get married.
I don't look like you.
No kidding.
Don't have your nose.
No?
Nah. Did you get all dressed up in white, when you got married?
Not really. We got married at City Hall, and my mother is religious, so we wanted to get that part over with. She was pissed off. But I was showing, so it would have looked stupid in white. It's an ugly room where they marry you at City Hall. It's like school.
Why you keep the doll?
It ain't much to keep.
That's pretty.
You think so?
Being a bride, all the white and everything. I was at a wedding once. They came out through these big doors into a garden. There was all these roses and flowers and bees buzzing. And then they came out and everybody started throwing rice. Why did they do that?
I don't know.
And then the bride came out. The groom was nothing. He looked, good. But it was the bride. Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride. I was sitting on the stone bench, waiting for them to come out. And when the bride came out, I stood up. She was so... I stood up. This big, beautiful dress, a veil, flowers in her hand, ribbons blowing in the wind. Little ribbons. All around her, all these roses. And nice girls, and everybody throwing rice. Nice and friendly, not hard. Forgot to throw mine. You want to hear something nuts? I mean crazy?
What?
I ain't gonna tell you.
Come on, what?
All right. I wanted to be the bride.
That is nuts.
I wanted to be the bride. Going out through those big doors, the music and the flowers and nice girls and people dressed good and special. Special, Special. Yeah, I wanted to be the bride.
Me too.
You want to get married?
Don't kid around.
Oh, I ain't kidding. You want to get married?
Stop it.
Look, it's square business. Will you marry me?
No. Now let's talk about something else.
In the garden? I want to get married in the garden.
I told you, don't kid around, please.
No. I'm serious. I want you to be a bride with me.
I got a kid.
Your parents take care of the kid.
My parents?
Yeah, that's right. They fucked up your last relationship and now they owe you something. Well, come on, collect.
I can't.
Roberta, got to write something. Hey, say your name for me.
Roberta?
Right. Now, who am I?
Danny.
There you go. Will you marry me?
All right. I mean, yes.
You will?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Good. That's good. I feel like I want a prize or something.
And I'll wear the white dress.
Yeah, sure you will.
And you'll wear the bow tie and everything.
Oh, the whole thing.
You think we could?
Why not? People get married like that left and right.
We can go through the garden with all the flowers.
Right. I want to go through the garden.
And everybody would be throwing rice.
Yeah. Nice and easy. Underhand.
And music. No guitars or anything like that. An organ. No. A church organ.
Okay.
And we won't invite my father. We won't invite anybody we know. Or maybe Shirley. No, not Shirley. But just people we don't know. Nice people who go to weddings and throw rice.
I gotta invite my mother.
That's okay. I don't know her.
She could get us the cake, because she works at a bakery.
A wedding cake with a little you and a little me on top with the thing around us.
That's the one.
Where will we live?
We'll get a place, maybe out by Zoriga. They got some nice places out by Zoriga.
Can I decorate it?
Well, sure. Who else?
I don't want anything Mediterranean. My mother's got all Mediterranean stuff.
Okay, no Mediterranean.
You know what I like? I like American furniture, like maple. Shirley, she's got this nice set of maple drawers. It's real nice and solid. You could just kick it and you just break your foot.
I've been having a lot of trouble in my job because well, not a lot of trouble, but some, because I don't know nothing about rugby, and the guys think that means I don't know nothing about nothing. But I wouldn't have so much trouble if I was married, nice and settled down. I put down pretty good money too. I mean, I don't have much saved because I never had no reason to save, no reason to put nothing by. But it wouldn't take long to save some. We'll get some money. We'll buy stuff. Lamps.
And no kids.
No?
No.
I thought I might like some kids.
I don't want any.
Okay.
Kids take all your money and you can't go nowhere. And if they get crazy or they're born crazy, everybody blames you. And they're around your neck like a rock on a chain. Just you and me. Okay? Is that good with you?
Yeah, you got it. Give me a hand. You're with me now. Everything I make, you're gonna get half. Everything I feel, I'm gonna tell you. And when we walk down the street, you'll be walking with me.
Okay.
Maybe on Sunday we can go to Hampton House, get ourselves a nice breakfast. I got a nice breakfast there. People go there.
We're gonna have to announce the wedding.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you gotta have an announcement for church weddings.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll do that.
No. We can't get married in a church, though.
Why not?
I'm divorced.
So?
They won't let you.
Well, we won't tell them.
They'll find out.
No, they won't.
There's papers you gotta do and stuff. They'd know.
My mother's Protestant. We'll get married Protestant.
They don't care?
No, you can be divorced.
Really? I guess that's right.
Won't make no difference to Protestants.
And are their churches, real?
They're great.
And I can still wear the white and everything.
Yeah, you can.
My parents would go through the roof if I got married Protestant. I bet my mother would go off her nut.
Yeah, they're not invited, remember?
That's right.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
You're with me now.
Okay.
Moon just went out.
He's got it on a timer.
It's almost morning.
Seems like it couldn't be.
Oh?
Too quick.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
You tired?
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep. You sleep too.
Yeah.
Kiss me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You talk to me nice, Danny. Romantic. I can never get to sleep good. Couldn't close my eyes, because if I closed my eyes, I was in my head and I couldn't hack it. In my head, buildings burning and people falling in cracks through the ground. My father, my kid, my mother praying. Rain and floods. You never know whether it's a puddle or you step in the wrong spot and you drown. But this is real good. My head's finally shutting down and all I can see in here is the moon floating over everything quiet. Like a bride. All dressed in white. I can smell the roses, can you?
Yeah.
And the bees are humming.
It's good. It's good. Hey, I don't know what you said, but there's an ocean here? Think of that. You know what? Maybe that's what we should do. Build a boat and sail the fuck away from here, huh? Get married on an island where everybody speaks booga booga. You sleep? I love you.
I wish I understood from the beginning just what we were. 'Cause now I think about you and everything is such a blur. 2 months of bliss, now I'm feeling like this, and I don't understand, it's just so hard to quit, but I did. But I did. I'm confused right now, but I know that it was love. I'm confused right now, but I know that it was love. Don't know if leaving you was a mistake, but I know that I feel relieved today. And I know that some things just have to change. And I know, oh, I'm confused right now, but I know that it was love. I'm confused right now, but I know that it was love. 'Cause true love ain't bondage, true love is hope. It's freedom, it's more than I really ever know. So I had to cut you loose or the pain would never subdue. I'm losing you. I'm confused right now, but I know that it was love. I'm confused right now, but I know that it was love. Love, 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 love. It was love, it was love.
Are you honestly and truly going out with Katrina DeVroot?
Hi.
Leah just told me you were going with her.
Yeah, I did ask her if she wanted to go. A bunch of us from the team are going to Benihana's, then to VJ's parents' cabin. You're mad. Why are you mad?
I'm not mad. I'm in a fucking great mood. Despite the fact that I'm in a fat suit I can't take off. And despite the fact that your little girlfriend gave me the stink eye yesterday in the dining hall.
Katrina's not my girlfriend. And I doubt she was actually giving you the stink eye. She just looks that way all the time.
Whatever. Have fun with Katrina the douche packer. I'm sure I can think of 100 different things to do with my night. Like, get hit by a 10-ton truck full of hot garbage juice. That would be exponentially cooler than going out with you.
You're being really immature.
What? That's not how our thing works. I hurl accusations and you talk me down, remember?
No, not this time. You don't have any reason to be mad at me. I should be really cheesed off at you, man. You broke my heart. I shouldn't want to talk to you anymore.
Why? Because I got bored one day and had sex with you and didn't, like, marry you?
Marry you like I'd marry you. You would be the meanest wife of all time. And anyway, I know you weren't bored that night because there was plenty of stuff to watch on TV. The Blair Witch Project was on Stars and you were like, ooh, let's watch this, but we should make out instead.
Forget it, Bleak! I'm sure you guys have a real bitchin' time.
Yeah, well, I still have your underwear.
I still have your virginity! What? Are you ashamed that we did it?
No.
Well, at least you don't have to wear the evidence under your sweater. I'm a planet.
You ever know anybody that... What's your name? Charlie? Charlie. Anybody that was just so good that you just feel vile most of the time?
Yeah. And he is. He's so sweet, and he does for people, and he's so patient. And you get with him a while, and you realize that you've spent your whole life being selfish and silly. Doing dumb things like this. I was one of these cutie patooties about a year ago. Yeah. 1 year. Lord. Dressing up, flouncing around, bopping all over my daddy's plane, sipping drinks at revolving restaurants. Dumb. Dumb, stupid, mindless bullshit. I miss it. I do. I don't think I was cut out to be a decent person, you know? Some people are just meant to be a waste of food, and I think I'm one of them. I'm good at it.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Lynch, and this is If You Hadn't But You Did from Two on the Aisle.
There he goes, as usual, my man, breaking my foolish heart. I really don't know what to do about him. I've told myself I've got to do without him. There he goes, as usual, my man, tearing my heart apart. He's made my life a mess. I've got to do this, I guess. Goodbye, Joe. From here I kiss you. Goodbye, Joe. I hope I don't miss you. If you had been on the square and had treated me fair, we'd have not had a tiff. If you had not said I should go and jump right off the nearest cliff. If you had stayed off the make and you never had taken to coming home stiff. If I had not smelled perfume with a nasty unfamiliar whiff. I'm gonna miss you, baby. Things could have been terrific. Oh, what's the diff? If you had not had the cheek to stay out for a week saying back in a jiff. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, but you were and you have and you went and you did. And so goodbye. If I had not seen you take Geraldine on a lake in your flat-bottom skiff. If you were not found with Sue with your arms around her bare midriff. If I had not seen you pen sexy letters to Gwen in your own hieroglyph. If you had not left me home when you had 2 seats for South Pacific. I'm gonna miss you, baby. You were too darn prolific. Oh, what's the diff? If you were not such a hound who, when game was around, always picked up a sniff. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, if you weren't, if you hadn't, if you didn't, but you were and you have and you went and you did. And so when I'd asked where you'd been, you had not clipped my chin with a beautiful biff. If I had not always found purple lipstick on your handkerchief. If you had not told me lies and looked in my eyes with a smile relative. If when I caught you with Kate, you had not said it's of no sickness. I'm gonna miss you, baby. And I could get specific. Oh, what's the diff? If the best years of my life weren't spent as your wife with no marriage certif. If you were not such a two-timing guy. If you weren't. If you hadn't. If you didn't. If you weren't. If you hadn't. If you didn't. But you were and you have and you went and you did. And so
Hi, my name is Grace Newell, and today I will be performing a monologue from Funny Thing Happened on the way to the Gynecological Oncology Unit at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center of New York City. Oh, her insurance is terrible, which is hilarious because she's a social worker. It's like, thanks for the help, US government. We're totally fucked. I should probably just kill myself. That was a joke. I'm not gonna kill myself today. That was a joke. God, you do not understand my charming and irreverent, dark sense of humor at all. I mean, we're not fucked. We're just, I mean, her insurance is great in a lot of ways. They paid for her surgery and her week of recovery here, which is awesome. It's just when it comes to like the chemo and the radiation and the medications, it's gonna be tougher. But don't worry, Dawn. This is how the world works. Shit happens and you figure it out. Or you don't. You just accept that life is kind of shitty. And that's okay. Or maybe it's not. And maybe it'll change. Or maybe it won't. And that's okay too. Or maybe it's not. And maybe it's okay that it's not okay. You know? No. Of course you don't. You have like $7 gajillion, so if your mom dies, you can just like buy a new one. Sorry. That was another attempt at a dark joke. And yeah, it wasn't the time. Thank you.
Mr. McAllister, wait, I got all my signatures, 158, way more than I need.
Hey, that's super.
Here they are.
You can put those in my box. I'll look at them tomorrow.
Could you approve them now? I'd like to get started on my campaign right away, you know, in the morning.
Right. Looks good to me.
Aren't you supposed to keep them?
No, that's fine.
I thought you were supposed to keep them.
Okay, fine, sure.
Thanks for everything.
You bet.
I can't wait to start campaigning.
Should be easy. So far, no competition.
Well, you know, Coca-Cola is the world's #1 leading soft drink, and they spend more money on advertising than anybody. I guess that's how come they stay #1.
Yeah, okay. Well, good luck, Tracy.
You know, Mr. M, when I win the presidency, that means that you and I are going to be spending a lot of time together next year. And I, for one, would like that time to be harmonious and productive. Wouldn't you?
Sure.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to be sure.
Good luck, Tracy.
Hi, my name is Alexandria Orr, and this is The Incomplete Life and Random Death of Molly Dennolds by Ian McWethy. Did it seem like she changed to you? Because freshman year Molly was so like funny and outgoing and like she had her stuff together, but then sophomore year, I mean, I think she came out around that time, but that's not like a gay thing, right? Because I mean, who cares? It's 2017. Maybe I'm straight-splaining. Is that a thing? I know that mansplaining is a thing, and everybody said Ryan Gosling in La La Land was mansplaining jazz, but I was just like, I think he just likes jazz. But then I felt like I wasn't a good feminist, so I read some articles, saw it again, and then was like, you know what? He is mansplaining. I get what jazz is, Ryan Gosling. Shut up already. Sorry. I said I'd shut up. and now I will. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jenny Liu. I'll be doing a piece from Hey Brother by Becca Brunstetter. Hey, Doc. Oh, that's not you. That's your voicemail. You changed your voicemail. It sounds nice. I just wanted to say, you don't need to change your number or anything, because I'm not gonna call you anymore. This is the last time. I think you're being kind of fucking ridiculous. You're overreacting. You always do this, and I just wish you would let me talk to you and just listen to me. I don't care what your mom says or what fucking Ashley says, because I know they were saying shit to you about me and putting things in your head. They poisoned you, but you're your own person, and that's what I love. I thought we, knew each other, cared about each other, and you're treating me like some... I mean, you know me. I would not. When you have loved somebody, and they loved you, it's not stalking, it's called wanting to talk. And no, I'm not drunk right now. I explicitly am not having a beer right now. Fucking A. You make me drive all the way over there to just...
If you are satisfied with your message, please press 1.
Fuck. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kimiko Jackson Valley, and I will be doing the monologue, Woman Stand Up. Hi, and welcome to the Comedy Club, New York's premier comedy spot. My name is Cindy, and I am a stand-up comedian. Now, let me tell you about myself. I am fat, I am unmarried, and I have such low self-esteem that when my mother told me to get a nose job, I bought a pit bull to have it bite off my nose. That's my laugh track. Don't you just love New York? Don't you love the rats in the sewers? Don't you love the beggars on the street while you're trying to buy a co-op? There's so much contrast everywhere, it makes my head spin. Every morning I hook my brain up to the sink and I wash it for 15 minutes. So my brain is very clean, but very damaged. Could I have the laugh track again, please? Thank you. I'm a stand-up comedian, but I'm way too insecure to go anywhere without my laugh track. So I went to a party the other day, and all the men in the room were homosexual. My mother says that I am the cause of homosexuality in New York. So I said to her, okay, I'm responsible for a lot of art and good musical comedies, and she said, no, you're just responsible for homosexuality. And for dropping off in the birth rate because no man in their right mind could possibly like you. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry for taking up your time. You've been a great audience. Well, not great, but not totally worthless like me. Good night.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Listen, we gotta talk.
I know. That's why I called.
Celeste.
Wait, let me say something. I don't know what happened last night. And I don't know what's happening with your other situation, but I need to say this. For the record, I fucked up. I was cavalier about you. I took us for granted. And I know it might sound crazy, but I would be remiss if I didn't. If you were open to it, I think I could do better. With you. Us. There's a chance still. I'd like to know.
I'm sorry. I can't.
Hey! Why did you come to my house last night?
I don't know.
Oh no, I think you do.
I made a mistake, all right?
And
I shouldn't have come.
You're a fucking coward.
Hey, look, I'm just trying to do the right thing with Veronica. I'm trying to change.
You never changed for me.
Honestly, you didn't really let me.
Wow. All I did was root for you and wait for you to grow up. I fucking paid for everything. I did everything for you.
Yeah, and I was never your equal. And you know what? I think you prefer it that way.
Well, I know my success was never easy for you.
And how do you define success, Celeste? Because you don't look very successful right now.
And you are? Pretending to be a father? Pretending to be an adult?
What do you want?
I just want you to admit that you're wrong.
Wrong? Wrong about what? What do you want me to do? Wait for you to meet someone first? Is that how you saw it happening? I didn't expect to meet someone so fast, but I did. I think we have a chance to be happy together. And I don't want to blow that.
You know what, Jesse? You definitely will blow it.
I feel really sorry for you, Celeste. You might be alone forever.
Don't ever call me.
Don't worry about it.
My name opens the lips in a smile and ushers them closed with a gentle push of breath between the teeth. Jaylin, Jaylin, Jaylin. It casts the luck of the seventh child in its wake as a blessing to anyone who speaks it. It holds the regalcy of my mother's name, her own ringing like a chime surrendering to wind. Gwendolyn, Gwendolyn, Gwendolyn. It holds the gift of prophecy gifted to me through my grandmother, holding dear a deep, warm voice and soulful eyes. Had she known who I would blossom into? Was it whispered to her in a distant dream like a secret from an old god? James Earl, he said, soft and simple. James Earl, James Earl, James Earl. My name was forged with love and destiny. It's open from my father, and its close from my mother, sewn together with a promise of respect from its speakers. That extra Y ensuring that anyone who holds my name between their lips says it as it should be said. A gift of unity from my parents that I cherish each time I hear it.
Not the Villa. The Villa don't play that sort of game.
Get out of it.
Yeah, that must have been here in Birmingham.
What must?
The Villa, that must have been here.
They were playing away.
Because you know who the other team was? It was the Spurs. It was Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, what about it?
We've never done a job in Tottenham.
How do you know?
I'd remember Tottenham.
Don't make me laugh, will you?
When's he going to get in touch? Yes, I'd like to see another football match. I've always been an ardent football fan. Here, what about coming to see the Spurs tomorrow?
They're playing away.
Who are?
The Spurs.
Then they might be playing here.
Don't be silly.
If they're playing away, they might be playing here. They might be playing the Villa.
But the Villa are playing away. What? What's that?
I don't know.
Where did it come from?
Under the door?
Well, what is it?
I don't know.
Pick it up.
What?
Pick it up. What is it?
An envelope?
Is there anything on it?
No.
Is it sealed?
Yes.
Open it.
What?
Open it! What's in it?
Matches.
Matches?
Yes.
Show it to me. Nothing on it, not a word.
That's funny, isn't it?
Came from under the door?
Must have done.
Well, go on.
Go on where?
Open the door and see if you can catch anyone outside.
Who, me?
Go on! What did
No
you...
one. Nothing.
It must have been pretty quick.
Well, they'll come in handy,
Yes.
won't they?
Yes, you're always running out, aren't you?
All the time.
Well, they'll come in handy then,
Yes.
won't they?
Yes, I could do with him. I could do with him too.
You could, eh?
Yes.
Why?
I haven't got any.
Well, you've got some now, haven't you?
Now I can light a kettle now.
Yes, you're always catching matches. How many have you got there?
About a dozen.
Well, don't lose them. Red too. You don't even need a whole box. Hey, don't waste them. Go on and light it.
Eh?
Go on and light it.
Like what?
The kettle.
You mean the gas?
Who does?
Do.
What do you mean I mean the gas?
Well, that's what you mean, don't you? The gas.
If I say go and light the kettle, I mean go and light the kettle.
How can you light a kettle?
It's a figure of speech. Light the kettle, it's a figure of speech.
I think you've got it wrong.
Light the kettle. It's common usage.
I've never heard it.
What do you mean?
They say put on the kettle.
Who says?
Oh, there's always men. Like there's fellas who like to be seen with a high-flying lady, shows they've got something really good in their pants, but they can't take the day-to-day. They're waiting for me to turn into the little woman. Or maybe I'm just horrible, of course. But... I think the 80s are going to be stupendous for me. And for the country, come to that. Get the economy back on its feet. Yeah, she's a tough lady, Maggie. I'd give her a job. She just needs to hang in there. I mean, this country needs to stop whining. Monetarism is not stupid. It takes time. Determination, no more slop. Who's got to drive it on? First woman Prime Minister. Terrifico. Aces, right on? Like, you must admit. I hate the working class. It's what you're going to go on about now, and it doesn't exist anymore. It means lazy and stupid. I don't like the way they talk. I don't like beer guts and football vomit and saucy tits and brothers and sisters, and I won't be pulled down to their level by a flying picket, and I won't be sent to Siberia or a loony bin just because I'm original and I support Reagan, even if he is a lousy movie star, because the Reds are swarming up his map. And I want to be free in a free world, not shut up here. And I don't mean anything personal. I don't believe in class. Anyone can do anything if they've got what it takes. And if they're lazy or stupid or frightened, I'm not going to help them get a job. Why should I?
I've been applying to probably 2 jobs a day for the last 4 months, probably. And it just gets to the point where you're like, I can't even get a job at the Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, literally. I tried to get a job at the Bed Bath & Beyond near Union Square, and I had an interview and I thought it went really well, but they never even called me back because I didn't have enough experience. Even though I have a lot of experience in selling, in making sales. I worked at the art gallery for over 3.5 months before it closed, which was not my fault that the owner was a cocaine addict. But they said selling art was different, that it was a different kind of skill set from selling home goods, and they were worried that I would have a hard time adjusting in terms of skill set. And I was like, that's not true. And they were like, well, we think it is true. And I was like, there are skills that I have that could be really valuable to you. And they were like what? And I was like my personality. I have a really good personality. And I'm personable. And I can talk to people from all walks of life. And I went to a really good college. And I'm smart. And if you teach me how to sell home goods, I can sell home goods, I swear to God. And they were like, we disagree. And I was like, well, then you're totally wrong. And they were like, well, actually, no. You're totally wrong. And we're the ones who get to decide. So yeah, don't call us, we'll call you.
Hi, my name is Tylia Fontaine, and I will be doing a piece from Marienbridge. In the dream, I'm drowning. But I don't know it at first. At first, I hear the water and I imagine it's going to be a lovely dream. Fooled by the sound of the water, I guess. And I imagine it's a dream of a wonderful night on the beach, or a cruise in the moonlight, or an August afternoon in a secret cove. But a moment after having been fooled into expecting bonfires or handsome captains or treasures in the weedy shore, it becomes very clear that the water I'm hearing is the water that's rushing around my ears and fighting its way into my mouth and pulling me back down into its dark, soggy oblivion. No captains, no treasures, no bonfires for me. No, in my dream, I'm drowning. And then, just when it seems it's over, and that's the dream, off in the distance, on the beach, I see a child and his sister, younger. And behind them comes their mother, spreading out a blanket on the sand. It's a picnic. And beside the mother is the man, tall, strong. And he's got his hands on his hips, and he's looking out at the water. And he sees something. Me. And with all my strength, I wave, so they'll be sure to see. And they do. They see me. Then all of a sudden, standing in a perfect line, they all wave back. They smile and wave. And then I drown. Thank you.
That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardians, wherein my letters praying on his side because I knew the men were slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and march your offices for gold to undeservers.
Aye, an itching palm. You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, or by the gods this speech or else your last.
The name of Cassius honors his corruption, and chastisement doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement!
Remember March, the Ides of March, remember? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and did not for justice? What? Shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes and sell the mighty spaces of our large honors for so much trash as may be grasped thus? I had rather be a dog and bay the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me, and I am a soldier. I, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Go to, you are not, Cassius.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more, I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no farther.
Away, slight man.
Is't possible?
Hear me, for I will speak. Must I give way and room to your rash choler? Shall I be frightened when a madman stares?
Oh, ye gods. Ye gods, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, more. Fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are and make your bondmen tremble. Must I bite? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, my laughter, when you are waspish.
Is it come to this?
Say you are a better soldier? Let it appear so. Make your vauntings true, and it shall please me well. For mine own part, I should be glad to learn of noble men.
You wrong me every way. You wrong me, Brutus. I said an elder soldier, not a better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not thus have moved me.
Peace, peace. You durst not so have tempted him.
I durst not.
No,
What, durst not tempt him?
For your life you durst not.
Do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats, for I am armed so strong in honesty that they pass by me as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send to you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me, for I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hard hands of peasants their vile trash by any indirection. I did send to you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so, when Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to lock such rascal counters from his friends? Be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts, dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
Did!
I did not! He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus hath rived my heart. A friend should bear his friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not like your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Come, Antony, and young Octavius, come! Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius, for Cassius is aweary of the world. Hated by one he loves, braved by his brother, checked like a bondsman, all his faults observed. Set in a notebook, learned and conned by roach, cast into my teeth, oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. There is my dagger. And here, my naked breast, within a heart dearer than Pluto's mine, richer than gold. If that thou beest a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee gold will give my heart. Strike as thou didst at Caesar. For I know, when thou didst hate him worse, thou lovest him better than ever thou lovest Cassius.
Means your dagger. Be angry when you will, it shall have scope. Do what you will, dishonor shall be humor. Oh, Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who, much in force, and shows a hasty spark and straight is cold again.
Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus, when grief and blood ill-tempered vexeth him.
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand.
My heart, too.
Oh, Brutus.
What's the matter?
Have not you love enough to bear with me when that rash humor which my mother gave me makes me forgetful?
Yes, Cassius, and from henceforth, when you are over-earnest with your Brutus, he'll think your mother chides, and leave you so.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them, the good is often tarred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it were grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor hath cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? O judgment! Thou art fled to Brutus beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar. I must pause till it come back to me.
Jenny's afraid of water. I mean, she swims so well, but still she's afraid of water. So she won't go near the sea. Not me. And Katie's afraid of darkness. I mean, she sleeps and all, but still she's afraid of darkness. So when the lights are out, she has to hold my hand. I don't understand. I'm not afraid of anything. Being mountains, water, dragons, dark, or sky. I'm not afraid of anything. Tell me, where's the challenge if you never try? So watch me fly. I'm not afraid. Daddy's afraid of babies. I mean, he got through me, but now he's afraid of babies. Guess he's scared of what they'll be. Not me. And Mama's afraid of crying. You know, she tries to hold it in. She's afraid of crying. And she can look at me with tears stuck in her eye, and I don't know why. I'm not afraid of anything, being growing old or going out of style. I'm not afraid of anything. Who would give up what they want without a trial? Another mile, I'm not afraid. And I feel the calling of adventure, and I hear the ringing in my ears. The lights are glaring, trumpets blaring, I'm right here. And I feel the calling of tomorrow, and I feel the stirring in my bones. And David loves me, he's afraid to hold me. Listen to the calling of excitement. Can you hear the pounding of my heart? The lights are ready, pulse is steady, I can start. Never stop the calling of a challenge. Blessed are the water and the stones. And David loves me. He's afraid to tell me. David loves me. He's afraid to trust me. He's afraid to hold me. And he'll always be. He's afraid of me. And I'm not afraid of anyone at all. I'm not afraid of anyone. Not a soul alive can get behind this wall. So let them call and watch them fall. 'Cause after all, I'm not afraid.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Aunt May.
Why are your eyes red?
What are you talking about?
All right, don't tell me. I'm a widow. I got nothing in life if the people I love shut me out, but that's my problem and I'll deal with it. Got any soup?
Sure.
Got that minestrone?
Every day.
I like that minestrone.
I used to like minestrone. I used to like walking in the rain. I used to like looking in the mirror, but now all I see there is a moron.
You're not a moron. You're a beautiful girl. Why are your eyes red?
I made up my mind. I'm going to call it quits with Huey.
So, that's it. I thought you loved Huey.
He's very distracted, Aunt May. I feel this constant thing with him where he's comparing me to his old wife.
That's not good. That's bad.
Yesterday, he told me he loved me and he had put all of his mental problems behind him.
But you didn't believe him. You saw.
I could see that he was insane.
What's the matter with that boy?
He can't get over his divorce.
That's bad.
I have been so nice to that man. But that's over. He don't know the difference. His old wife.
Janice.
Yeah, Janice. She treated him like a dog. Now he looks at all women like they're her. He can't feel when someone treats him good.
I heard she killed his dog.
She did that too.
Takes a woman with big feelings to kill a man's dog, a real Bloody Mary.
Janice is very terrible. She scares the living shit out of me. She's like a scourge. She should live on a black mountain and drink out of a skull. But the one thing I can never understand was how Huey came to marry her.
Well, maybe she wasn't always like that. Not that people change, but sometimes something small gets emphasized by a bad experience.
Like what?
I don't know. Maybe like marrying Huey. Who knows? Maybe if you did marry Huey, you would have ended up to be just like Janice.
No way.
I don't know.
I'm telling you, no way.
And I'm telling you, I don't know.
But we're never going to find out who's right because I'm going to break up with him.
Well, how are you going to do it?
What do you mean?
Well, this is important. Are you going to point the finger in his face or are you going to just take the blame all on yourself?
I ain't thought about it.
Think about it. You should.
What's the difference?
If you point the finger at him while he's in front of you, you may not be pointing the finger at him in your sleep.
Point the finger in my sleep.
That's right.
You mean, if I'm not careful, I could get obsessed.
That's right. You could get that bug-eyed look.
I don't want that. So I'll point in his face and I'll put the whole thing on him. Then he can remember my finger pointing like a knife and I'll go to sleep good.
That's right. You'll still feel pain.
May?
Yeah?
I feel too weak to break up with Huey. I don't feel like I got the strength to push him away.
You're only weak when you do something you don't want to.
I want to break up with him.
Well, when you do what you want, you're as strong as an ox.
I've lost my reasons for us to be together.
You're tormented.
I am.
You want to break up with him, but you don't want to break up with him.
No, I want to break up with him.
You do?
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't like how he's treating me.
You feel bad?
Yes.
It used to be better?
Much better.
Then I guess you got every right to get things moving.
In the beginning, he was like this guy who loved me and he had no past with anybody. It was like he was just starting out to live. And then the past came and got him. Threw a bag over his head. I mean, the man was kidnapped by his own past. He's supposed to come by.
Where?
Here? He said he'd be by.
Well, then I best be on my way.
No! I want you to be here.
No, you don't. What do you want me here for?
I want your moral support.
I don't got no morals.
I want you to be here so you can hear what he says and hear what I say and then tell me afterwards so I don't remember it wrong.
I make a bad witness. I don't retain.
Just stay, okay? I'm gonna be sad and I don't want to be alone.
All right, I'll stay. God, you're pretty. I'll never understand why pretty girls get treated so bad. Or the ugly ones either.
Oh, here he comes.
Remember, point the finger. Save your peace of mind.
Twisting and turning my arms, you direct me to our love, a whole love, filled with toothpaste-covered kisses, smiles at the door, wishing these moments could be held. You direct me to our love, a whole love, a love of pure existence, filled with yellow and pink skies, and smiles at the door, twisting and turning my arms, you direct me to our love. A whole love, our love, our love. Your touch is what I needed. You direct me to our love, our love, our love.
I fell down to earth from 100 miles away, and somehow I still make it work. But it's overrated and somehow played out. The door's down so you can't ignore it. I'll hunt you down like a Tyrannosaurus. My teeth are sharp like a great white shark. Let me taste that flesh, is my favorite part. Got an eagle beak with the ostrich feet. 7 spider eyes for every day of the week. Means I'm still up working while your bitch ass sleeps. I'm an alien among the human beings. I fell down to earth from 100 miles away, and somehow I still make it work. But it's overrated and somehow played out. tried to tell you that I'm out here on my own.